Thank you for joining me on my hike across Scotland. We are at the Firth of Forth. We are doing the John Muir Way, the West Highland Way, and the Great Glen Way. Just at the beginning of the hike. Stay tuned, join me. Good morning and welcome to another day in Scotland. It's a beautiful day. We are getting really lucky with this weather. I'm on my hike on the John Muir Way. This is segment G5 now. We are leaving South Queensferry, which you can recognize from the bridges. That is the Firth of Forth out there. Tonight had to stay at a very wonderful hotel. It's an actual hotel, not a hostel. I had an actual meal. I had mussels. Oh, you know, we hiked through Musselburgh a couple of days ago, and I've been jonesing for some mussels, and I had a kilo of mussels as my appetizer last night. A cool kilo. So today we have another 15 miles. We're gonna that is a big bridge. Oh, so the far bridge, the red one that we passed by yesterday, that is a train bridge, but it's not a local train. It's actually all the Scottish rail trains that are going from the north of Scotland to the south of Scotland. So all the Edinburgh to Perth and so on trains. So hopefully I'll be on that train when I come back from Inverness in 28 days down to Edinburgh, and hopefully I'll pass over that bridge. All right, I knew we were going to see some cottages. This is Hopetoun, right? Hopetoun, Scottish finest stately home. I know you can't see much of it. There's about 5 of these things around right here. Hey, so we are, well, this is a beautiful British, Scottish piece of land here. We've got cottages kind of all over the place. Field full of, I can't identify them quite yet. They're like deer. They're not sheep, they're too skinny. So I'm off trail. You know that last video where I showed the field with a deer, I guess. Apparently there was a turn there, I guess. So I'm on the bike, or I'm on some bike route, and I kind of like this. Now everything's telling me to go this way. And this is a beautiful, just a little grouping of buildings here. So cool. You know, the history here. I mean, these guys don't get to town, right? So roll back the clock. Like, you just don't drive the car into town. Like, you're out here for a month at a time without seeing anybody. Just wild. Join me. All right, welcome back. So I found the path again, and by the way, the actual walking path is just beautiful. So you know, we would have missed the country estates, but the nice walking path was very nice. So it just got real, and of course it's dripping rain a little bit too. You can see how far we've come from the bridges, and you can see what low tide looks like from around here. And keep swinging to the west. That castle is Blackness Castle, which I will go to next, but I wanted to get this shot with the Whitecap Mountain in between, or behind. That's what I mean, it just got serious. I'm 10 days, 2 weeks away from being in the Highlands. So yeah, this is no suburban walk anymore. This is real life Scotland here. And I'm pretty excited. This is something different. Wow. All right, let's get on over to Blackness Castle. I said we were going to get closer to Blackness Castle, and here we are. It's so amazing during low tide. You know, I've said this 100 times. You're going to get very tired of me saying it, but it's just so fascinating. Just love that ground and all the wildlife, all the opportunities for stuff. Blackness Castle, which is in the shape of a ship, and so that's kind of the fun deal about this. 500 years it was guarding the Firth of Forth. the sun came out, so it's going to be a little bit nicer now. All right, here we are back walking the beaches. Not as good sand here, so I got to go up into the rocky area. But the Blackness Castle, I read they'd filmed Outlander there. One of the many places they filmed. Join me. All right, I'm in Bo'ness. Bo'ness. B-O''N-E-S. And we're getting right down to the bottom or the end of the Firth of Forth. They must really have to trudge this out to get some of those big ships in through here. And it's pretty industrial. I'm actually surprised there hasn't been more industry. Firth of Forth coast and for the city of Bo'ness. We're still along the Bo'ness lakefront, and maybe you can still see those smokestacks down there. It looks like a nuclear plant, some coal plants, and a bunch of other factories. So yeah, the industrial piece that I was expecting is here. It showed up. But on the other side, definitely see some beautiful white-capped tall mountains. Just to give Bo'ness some of its due, you can see it is a pretty, town here. They got a bunch of old churches and whatnot. I'm going into the post office. And this is the harbor. Look at that thing. Oh, look at the dining car. All that food. Cool. All right, so I went in town. I thought there was a post office, but there isn't. I mean, there is, but it's not in this part of town. There was a teeny little post that's open for like 2 hours a day, and not anymore. And this is the point where we leave a major feature that we've been with for almost the entirety of the hike, and that is the Firth of Forth. We are going inland, and this pretty much ends. We've walked all of it. So that's a pretty good hike to begin with. So I don't know, somewhere up here within the next, well, certainly within the next kilometer, I turn inland and never look back. So we won't see this again until I'm on the train 27 days from now, coming back to Edinburgh. Anyway, thanks for tuning in for this much of the segment, and we are going to Linlithgow tonight, and that's when I'll turn on again. This is the Kinneil Garden and Estate. Well, this is a bit of a fixer-upper. But this wall here, this is not part of, well, it's part of the estate, but it's part of a Roman embankment that went 60 kilometers or 40 miles from the Firth of Forth all the way down to the Clyde. And it was built in 140 AD. 140 AD. That's a long time ago. Nice grounds. I'm gonna walk up here.